The courtroom felt cold, not from the air, but from the heavy silence that filled it. I stood with my hands folded, back straight, eyes fixed on her as she squirmed in the witness chair. Dr. Mayers adjusted the monitor, his gaze shifting between the screen and the judge. "This scan was taken 6 weeks ago," he said quietly, pointing to a strange white blur near my hippocampus. "That is not a tumor. It's a device, a foreign implant." A ripple of gasps swept through the room, sharp and unexpected, like a blade cutting through silk. I remained unmoved. She did too, though her jaw tightened just enough to betray her. The judge leaned forward. "Explain." I began, careful not to reveal everything, just enough. About 3 years ago, I started forgetting small things, not often, but little slips, a name, a date, my daughter's favorite color. She told me it was stress, that it was normal. "It's you," she said, tilting her head with concern, her hand brushing my shoulder gently as if I were fragile porcelain. She was tired of caring, and I knew it. It wasn't just the headaches. It was a feeling that reality was slipping away from me, that I was losing myself bit by bit. She watched me fade with a sad smile. 6 months later, the first therapist said it might be early cognitive decline. She cried on the drive home. "I don't want to lose you," she whispered. That night, she started sleeping in the other room. "So I don't wake you," she said. A week later, I found a text on her phone. "He's barely present. He won't even notice." She didn't cry when she handed me the divorce papers. She just smiled softly and said it was best for our daughter. She took everything but the walls and left me with supervised visits. They said I was unstable, dangerous if untreated. She built that story brick by brick until almost everyone believed it. Almost everyone. One morning, I woke with a dull ringing in my ears, different from the usual pain. I pressed my fingers to my temples, and for a moment, something shifted inside me. It was instinct, not logic, that drove me to the MRI clinic. I didn't tell a soul, paid in cash. Dr. Mayers was a favor through a friend who owed me one. When he saw the scan, his eyes widened, and he whispered, "What is this doing here?" I didn't panic. I listened. It was a small device, an implantable neurological interface, the kind used experimentally for memory therapy, or more accurately, memory disruption. He couldn't explain how it got there, but I could. I didn't confront her. I watched. I started recording everything. I hired someone with intelligence background, a former NSA operative, quiet, deadly smart. She dug up the clinic's records, buried deep, revealing a consent form for an undisclosed outpatient trial. The signature was mine, but forged. She found her lover, not some rebound, but Dr. Carter Lang, a neurotech entrepreneur and patent holder of the very device implanted in my brain. They used me as a test subject, someone already slipping away. So the diagnosis would justify the changes. If it worked, they'd secure funding. If not, I'd be too far gone to fight back. They never expected me to notice. They didn't expect me to stand here, in this courtroom. Piece by piece, I laid out the false diagnosis, the implant, the forged consent, the financial ties between her and Dr. Lang. Emails, transfers, meetings, all documented. I didn't yell. I didn't lose control. I let the silence speak. Dr. Mayers confirmed the implant, explained how it could disrupt short-term memory formation, and that it had no place in my brain. My ex-wife kept her face still, but her fingers betrayed her, clenching, white-knuckled, twisting her bracelet like a child caught in a lie. The judge turned to her. "Do you deny consenting to this procedure on his behalf?" She opened her mouth, then closed it. Everything fell apart. Custody was revoked immediately. The judge uttered the word malicious, as if it burned his throat. Dr. Lang was arrested within 48 hours. His medical license was revoked. Multiple charges were pending. She tried to spin it, claimed she thought she was helping, that it was compassion. No one believed her. I didn't speak to the cameras. I didn't write a memoir or seek applause. I went home. That night, my daughter, 12 now, curled up next to me on the couch. I showed her an old video of us, from before the headaches, before the lies. She watched quietly, her small hand finding mine. "Do you remember this day, Dad?" I nodded. For the first time in years, the memory stayed. They tried to erase me, but I remember everything now.